bolster under your knees to keep the pressure off your low back. And don't be afraid to push it, you know, even if you have to get to the other side and pull it through, do that. And again, we want the client to be even on the table. We're imagining we just finished, right? Face, head, neck, right arm, left arm. Where are we?
The left leg.
Yeah. So just stay here. There's no reason to transition around the table to go to the right leg. We always want to start on the right arm, but it doesn't matter with legs. Okay? So we're going to assess. I can assess because, right, I put her arm away and just pretend her arm is still here on the table. Right? I just tucked her arm away and I know her wrist is here. Her wrist should be aligned with her hip typically. Okay? So I'm going to go hip and heel. Okay? I want to go straight over the body. Now she's a little bit more medial, and you can see that, but I'm going to bring her leg to me to make it easier for me to work on it once I undrape it. All right? Then I'm going to go, again, hip and heel. Now I'm going to bring the leg to me, and if I'm going to do that, make sure the bolster stays in the place that it's supposed to, which is behind the knee, in the popliteal space. See how I pulled the leg towards me? I tucked the sheet in the popliteal space, okay? And she is tucked.
You're not going anywhere, anything else. You're right by the knee.
Okay? We've got the quadriceps, but I do want a little bit more access. So I will take the moment to bring it up to where I need to be and push it a little out of the way, okay? She's completely covered, and I've got access to the quadriceps here. So this is rectus femoris, right? Vastus medialis comes up and attaches here. Vastus lateralis comes up and attaches here. Vastus intermedius is deep to that. So we're going to have an impact on it by our massage there. So undrape, and then you're going to step, and you're going to, again, hands on the body. I'm warming my cream. She knows where I am. I didn't go anywhere, right? I'm assessing the quality. And now I'm going to effleurage. Belly button always faces the body part you're working on. 3 effleurages. Petrissage 3 times. Feet are parallel. Your elbows are tucked. Don't forget the patella. Right? Often overlooked in massage.
I don't think I've ever had my patella massage.
Don't leave it out. Quadriceps. Now, if the sheet starts to chase me a little bit, as long as you're not touching anything, just move it a little bit out of the way because I want to get to this space, right? With my petrissage. I'm going to transition back. I'll use a transitional effleurage. And come all the way to the end of the toes, include them before we go to strip. So we find the tibia, which is the bone, and we're going to stay lateral to the tibia. So this thumb is really on the tibia guiding me, and this thumb is sinking in.
Right against the muscle.
Correct. What I want to do is loosen it from the bone, right? That's what we want to do. Follow it all the way up. Okay, follow it. My elbow, where is it?
Tucked in your hip.
And which direction is my thumb going in?
Towards the heart.
And in the same direction as my fingers, right?
Yes.
Sistering or
Okay.
married.
So you don't have to strip the tibialis anterior 3 times, but it's on most people it's okay. Mine's been so overstripped over the years that I don't really like it stripped anymore. But I'm just going to flush it out because anytime we work deeply, which is stripping, we want to flush it out. And then we're going to move on up. Right? I'm not going to leave the patella out. I like my knees done. So I like to do that with other people. How does that feel for you, Jen?
It feels really nice.
Right? We've got lots of attachment sites there. Now, the quadriceps, we always want to strip a warm muscle. So if we work down here for a couple minutes, this might have gotten chilly, which it did. So I just want to give a little friction, a little deeper effleurage
Warm it all up.
to just warm it back up again before I sink into those quadriceps, because I don't want to strip any Golgi tendon organs. Okay? I'm watching her face. Is that pressure okay?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm following the muscle to where it attaches. Okay?
And you're, I forget the muscle on your thigh, but
Right.
you're leaning against the table
I'm leaning
with it.
against the table
Okay.
with my rectus femoris, my quadriceps,
Yes.
and I'm shifting my weight. I'm really going into a lunge.
Okay.
I'm not letting my elbows leave my body, right? Because then I'm all out here.
Yeah.
Then it's all shoulders and arms, and I'm gonna hurt. We don't want you to hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. You can use the flats of your phalanges. It's not indicated for everybody. And I'm gonna watch her face. And I'm gonna take it right out too.
So you're basically doing the same thing up here that you did down there, but
Correct.
then you're pushing it out on the side.
Yeah, because we can't go
Yeah.
straight up.
Mhm.
They attach here. I wanna follow that as closely as I can within her boundary.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I strip that, but I want to get the IT band too. So I'm going to step behind it, less angle for my wrist. It's the palm or the heel of my hand. The other way you can do it again is the flats of your phalanges. I'll always stabilize the knee, patella, when you do that. Because remember, the IT band is primarily responsible for stabilizing the patella. And your work on the IT band is slow. And I'm right around.
It's supinated? You stay like
Stacked and supinated. See how this is just a rod, right? No deviation in my wrist. My elbow's tucked into my hip, and I'm literally just letting my body drive it. And it's really, I'm just sinking into my core and letting my body drive it. No deviation at the wrist. It's stacked. Okay? So I'm going to flush that out. And as I flush it out, I'm going to step behind the body part. And I'm going to effleurage. All right? 3 effleurages, 3 petrissages, strip 3 times, effleurage 3 times, and move on to the next body part. And where am I with my effleurage? Where am I with my elbows?
tucked in.
Where are my shoulders? Back and down. Right? Now, I'm going to cover this back up by, it's really peeling. I'm going to peel it. Okay? And I'm going to come to the foot. All right? So, leg, right? Thigh, leg, foot. I need a little bit more lotion. I'm going to do a little effleurage. Now, the footwork, I'll pump the calcaneal tendon 2-3 times. You're going to feel that, all right, where the calcaneus is the heel.
Okay.
The calcaneal tendon is the tendon of the gastrocnemius that connects to the calcaneus, all right, also known as our
Achilles?
Yes.
Okay. I was waiting for that
Yes.
word. I was like,
That's
I
it.
to say that.
Yeah. So there, I pumped the calcaneal tendon a couple times, and now I'm going around the medial and lateral malleolus 3 times. Okay? Medial malleolus is on the tibia, lateral malleolus is on the fibula. All right? There are ankle bones. Okay? So just a couple of massages around the medial and lateral malleolus. The only time you wouldn't do that is if somebody was pregnant.
How come?
So there's myth and rumor that you could trigger a miscarriage.
Oh,
They're
okay.
acupressure points.
Okay.
So again, there's a very tendinous area in between the medial and lateral malleolus. So again, I'm using, right, my rocking of my body to kind of have an impact on those. Okay, the tendons of the tarsals and metatarsals, just like we do the hands, right?
So
Same.
metatarsals and then metacarpals.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
They sound similar, so that works.
Yes, they do. Okay. So I'm working along that. Drop to your knee if you feel like you need to get more leverage. Now, I'm probably not doing this in the exact order on the paper because her tightness was guiding me. I needed to loosen a few things up first. And that's okay, as long as it makes sense. We're giving you an order to practice in. So a little rotation of the ankle, and then acupressure points, okay, here. And then just like we strip the hand,
God, that looks so relaxing.
okay?
I love
Thumbs coming in the same direction. Now, I'm lifting it to show you. You don't necessarily need to lift the client's foot, all right? So use your good body mechanics to the best of your ability without compromising them. Don't hurt yourself, okay? Most of the time in your rooms, you might have a stool at the foot of the table as well. If you're doing extra feet work on clients, sit down and do it. There's no reason why you can't do that, okay? So I've gone along the tendons, and now I'm gonna go in the spaces in between the toes, just like we did on the hand, right? Pinch those acupressure points. Good. Toes. Take them from the base, just like we did with the fingers. I'm doing 3 times to the left, 3 times to the right. I'm stabilizing at the base with my other hand. Hi, Marty. Come on in. No, it's good that you came this way because Becca leaves at 3. And so nobody's up front, so you'll have to unlock the door and greet the client and all that good stuff.
I think I can do that.
I think you can. Okay, so, and then again, just like we did with the fingers, we squeeze the toes, right? And when you learn Thai work, you can learn a different way to do it, you know, where you can do it in between and you really snap it off. A lot of people don't like that.
My brother does that to me to like make me
Right.
feel uncomfortable.
Right? And then 3 effleurages to finish. Did I skip anything, Mike?
Where's the circles on the ball of the foot? Did you do
I
that?
did that already.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
see
what I
that.
was doing.
Okay.
I did
Gotcha.
that, and then I did the acupressure point.
Yeah.
So I hadn't lifted the foot yet,
Ah, okay.
okay? And then the acupressure point.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went, you know, like really get the foot here and here,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 nice effleurages to finish, and as you're effleuraging, get yourself up to standing. Cover up the foot. I'll often just give it a nice little compression, especially in the summertime when people are in flip-flops and slippy sandals. If you get cream or lotion on their feet and then they step in that, you don't want them to be slipping and sliding all over the place.
I had that with my flip-flops.
Yeah,
I was like, oh.
flip-flops are not our friends.
No.
So how come, just like kind of on that topic, if people have like plantar fasciitis or something, that they're recommended to wear like Birkenstocks and like flat soles?
Birkenstocks actually have a curvature in them
Yeah,
that are more supportive
Mhm.
and conform better to your feet. Flip-flops are flat.
Okay.
They're just totally like pancakes.
My daughter
Okay.
broke her foot at 2 multiple times, between 18 and 2.5. And the doctor at CHOP actually gave me a prescription for Birkenstocks because they were specially made for her.
All
So
right,
you'd rather
watch
someone
here.
wear Birks than
Hmm?
flip-flops? You'd rather someone wear Birks than flip-flops?
Yeah, I think it's better for you, yeah. I mean, we all have flip-flops, we live at the beach over here, so we're all gonna wear flip-flops, but they're not something you should live in.
Right.
It's not, you're not doing your body a service by doing it. Wear them to the beach and back.
Mhm.
Wear them in your backyard. Wear them to your pool and back, you know?
Not like, oh, let me go do groceries.
Yeah,
You know, my
let me spend my
flip-flops.
day in flip-flops.
Walk
No.
around the city
No.
in flip-flops.
Oh
No.
my gosh. Sounds like death.
That does sound like that.
Now, we're not doing anything on the medial leg. So you see my hand is just along for the ride, all right? There's no pressure on the medial leg.
This is your Petrissage, right?
Yeah, because we already did the Effleurage. So you grab as much of the meat, right, as you can. You know, this is the largest muscle group in the body. It's not easy to grab the meat off the bone here.
It's your chicken leg, basically. It's your chicken leg. And all that meat.
Right? So you're doing your best to loosen it. That's our job, is to loosen it and loosen everything in the body. Right? A nice effleurage for your transition.
Mm-hmm.
Include the feet. Always include the feet, like you include the hands. Don't leave them out. Find your tibia. Watch your client. Right? We don't need to be looking down at the body. We need to let the body guide us. Right? I'm going to check with the client and make sure she's good. One thumb could be guiding me, staying on the tibia, so I don't cross it medially.
That's uncomfortable. When they
What?
like touch.
Ugh.
Oh my god, it's like such a sensitive
Yes.
like.
Well, you've got artery, vein, nerves. We shouldn't be there, okay? And then I'm gonna flush it out. Flush out the work I just did, right? The knees.
You always just stay lateral of the tibia?
Always.
Okay.
Don't do work on medial legs. So, this leg didn't get as chilly as the other one. Not sure why, and that's okay. Different levels of circulation. Could be different levels of activity. Could be she warmed up because we did some massage. So all of her body systems are stimulated. Okay. So I've got the tips of my fingers on this hand, sinking in, and being guided by the thumb of this hand. They're working together. Is the pressure okay?
You're putting pressure on your left hand as well?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and here, remember, we've got the rectus femoris,
Mm-hmm.
vastus medialis, vastus lateralis, which actually runs underneath the tibia, the IT band. And then, so we try to have an impact on each one of them, right? I went down the center for RV, or RF. Then I went a little bit more medial, but we're not going really medial leg, we're not. But you can see, we've got her quadriceps uncovered, okay? Our insertion points are up here. And then 3 passes to 4 passes with your stripping on the quads. Remembering that it's the largest muscle group in the body. It needs that extra attention. We're watchful of our time, but we don't want to leave them out either. On that 4th pass, if we've loosened rectus femoris up enough, we might be able to allow the vastus intermedius to feel the effects of the massage, okay? And then IT band. So flats of the phalanges, all right? We're really nice and flat if we're gonna use that. My thumb is really not doing any activity, it's just out of the way. Stabilize the patella and go slowly. Never do fast work on the IT band. You could destabilize it. And if you destabilized it, what would you do?
Destabilize the patella.
Correct. Not a good thing. Okay? So I'm just doing a couple of extra circles here, right around. Okay. And I'm going to flush my way out to step back to Effleurage 3 times. Include the foot. Face the body part you're working on, peel. Never kite the sheet. Don't grab it anywhere in the no-go zone. Grab it at the foot. I grabbed a little extra cream because I felt like I needed it. So Effleurage 3 times. Okay? Stabilize the foot. I'm pumping the calcaneal tendon 3 times. Coming up around the heel, right? The calcaneus here. Circles around medial and lateral malleolus. The tendinous area. Yep, tight feet, girl.
I don't really ever stretch my feet.
Yeah, we gotta stretch these puppies. They carry us around all over.
Mhm.
I can
So I'm
tell
going
this,
a little out of order because I just want to loosen her up a little bit.
Yeah, this foot definitely seems a lot more stiffer than the other one because it's like there's
And the
not
other
a lot
one
of
was
range
really-
of movement.
Really stiff
Yeah.
when I got there. So I'm just doing a little bit more range of motion here. I did that first before I do some of the other work because it just felt really like she needed me to stretch it a little bit more. So again, this is a protocol, a treatment protocol for you to follow. Ooh, did you feel that? We're just loosening it up a little bit more. So the tendons here, right? Just like the tendons in between our phalanges here, right? Metacarpals. We got metatarsals.
T-toes.
Yes, there you go. Okay. She really wants to plantar flex that foot. I did have a student who had been a dancer. A couple of students that have been dancers. So finger circles around the heel. Right? I'm going in opposite directions. And then I'm going to really start to stretch.
You know, I'm also a toe walker.
I could tell. That's what I was starting to say. Is I've had quite a few dancers through the program that were literally all the way when they lay down. This is it, because that's the way they were taught in their dancing.
Like ballet too.
Ballet. I'm talking all kinds of dancing.
Yeah.
We've had all kinds: tap, jazz, ballerinas. We had a Joffrey ballerina come through the program. So again, and then acupressure points in between each toe. Okay, and then it doesn't matter whether you go from lateral to medial with the toes or medial to lateral. Just whatever you do, do it the same. And I'm doing it from the joint. And then I can pinch them off. And then I can Effleurage.
You went from the circles on the ball of the foot to the stripping of the arch of the foot?
I did.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha. I
She
can
was-
see where you can like transition
You
easily
can transition, yeah, we want to get the whole foot.
Mm-hmm.
So even though that might be written one way and I did it a little bit differently, I went in the order that she was tight,
Yeah.
trying to loosen it as I was going along. And that's okay, because it's an art, it's not a science, you know? It's like a recipe, you know? Somebody might give you a recipe for cookies, and maybe you put the butter in fourth instead of second. The cookies come out the same, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're still
for sure.
delicious.
Yep.
They might look a tiny bit different,
Mm-hmm.
but they're your cookies versus his cookies.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, Jen,
Thank you.
I'm going to get the table ready for you to turn over now in a moment. So I'm going to take the bolster out first. Lift your knees for me if you don't mind. I'm gonna put now, if we had the hand sanitizer in the room, I would have taken a squirt while I was telling her. I'm going to get the table ready. Okay, I'm going to start with this level. Stay where you are. Okay. Jen, when you're ready, you're gonna, and just step over here, just because above her,
Yeah.
and just get in the habit of that for all of us when we're demonstrating, because above you are gonna see something, potentially. All right? So you're gonna roll towards me, onto your belly, and shimmy on up and put your face in the cradle. I'm giving her just enough room to move. Did she need any more than that? No. Okay?
No, and you're also kind of holding it in place as the body turns.
Mhm.
It's not catching on a
Right.
appendage.
And I'm gonna check the neck, so she's nice and loose. Neck feels good. I'm good with that. Does that feel comfortable to you? Good, 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 good. Keep your hand on the body as you transition. Okay. Okay, we're gonna have you just lift your ankles for a moment. Okay, does that feel like it's in the right spot?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So wherever you are, just stay there and work on that side. And again, she's a little more medial than I like. If you have to pull the sheet, pull it from the bottom. Pull it from the foot of the table. Pull it from inferiorly. Don't pull it off the shoulders. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more sheet to work with. And I want her leg a little closer to me so that I'm not overextending into the center of the table. This leg is fine where it is. Okay? I can tuck here if I want. Just make sure you keep her shoulders tucked. Okay? And then again, you're gonna step behind it. Feel free to move the hand if you feel it's gonna be in your way. And trust me, the clients won't always pull their hand away. And we don't want them. We want them to just be totally relaxed and let go. So. So gastroc, you have a lot more meat to pull most of the time, right? Don't be afraid. Use the fullness of your hand. Really full hand. If the sheet starts to peel it under, if it starts to come back on you, just one peel under and it'll stay out of your way. Don't go under the sheet. Follow the lines of the sheet. And then wring the leg. Now you can wring superior as well. Tight legs, we want to see what we can do to get these large structures to loosen up a little bit.
Want me to close the curtain a little bit more?
Yeah, close the curtain. Stripping the gastroc. Remember that it's got two bellies.
So you went down the middle first,
Mm-hmm.
then you went down the side.
Mm-hmm. Right down the middle, in between the two bellies, and then in each one of those bellies. How's that pressure? Okay. Take 2 steps up. And again, if the tissue started to get cold as you worked on the leg, just warm it up. A couple of frictioning movements, effleurages. Blood pressure okay?
Yep.
And again, you can do the IT band here while they're prone. Just be mindful, if you did it 3 times while they're supine, you don't need to do it again. I'm showing you both ways. But if you totally forgot while they were supine, do it while they're prone. Either way, you're never going to do a lot of IT band work unless you were working with somebody doing sports massage and it was indicated. All right, and again, I'm flushing things out as I am going to my effleurages. Effleurages to finish. Peel back.
And when they're prone, since you already massaged their foot, you don't have to really go over that again.
Nope.
Cool.
Nope, you just include it with those effleurages to finish, so it feels included.
Mhm.
right? You don't wanna let it feel left out.
Okay.
Once you get further along and you've learned your full protocol and we start to do all kinds of other things, then it's perfectly fine. I know a lot of therapists who will do footwork while the client's prone.
Okay.
It's their preference. That's okay as long as you don't leave it out. There's different ways of doing footwork, but your original traditional basic Swedish massage, you want to do it while they're prone, while they're supine.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm not going to do the posterior side on the other side. You got the picture, right?
Mhm.
I would rather have you guys work together. So, Jen, how you feeling?